Hello everyone, Chrisa is here. And today for the exercise of the week, I have a little foot massage with some hints on walking and pivoting. So it's going to be overall a relaxing routine, but it also gives you a strong starting point in order to better understand, especially the timing of the pivots and also the where the weight should be placed for a more effortless or at least a little bit easier pivot experience. So with no further ado, here we go. So as it would be expected, we're going to start with an acupuncture ball or a tennis ball. And so it doesn't really matter if you don't have an acupuncture ball. And we're going to place the metatarsals, so this area relatively at the front of the foot, we're going to place it over the ball and we're going to go from left to right. And I suggest that you do this sitting. But if you want more pressure, of course, you can stand. And you can also transfer weight over if you want more, if you want to feel it more. But just, play and see. You don't want to be too aggressive. This is supposed to be a relaxing moment. So for this first part, you keep the toes relaxed and you just move from the top leg from the heel. And now we do exactly the same thing, but the source of the movement is at the front. So the toes are making this wave-like movement that's moving the foot around the body. Okay, and gently lift and place the ball right in the middle. Again, the toes are going to be relaxed and we're going to start with the back of the foot. And again, we're going to the left and we're going to the right. And maybe the different areas of your foot are going to be less or more stressed. So you can adjust your weight again, how much weight you have over the ball as you need to. So we're gently going from side to side. And if you have an acupuncture ball, it also has these different little of different intensity and different height, little pointy thingies. So you can adjust your foot over the ball as well to get deeper into certain parts or not as deep in others. And so now take the source of the movement at the front. So you move the toes first, and that will take the rest of your foot into this right and left movement. Good. And now relax. And of course, as it is expected, you place the heel now over and you relax. Maybe you need to adjust the ball like I'm doing. And you relax the toes on the floor and you go from right to left. Very, very gently. There we go. Right to left. Good. And go ahead and involve the front of the foot. So the foot supinates and goes in pronation. So you can get all the way to the inner and the outer edge of the heel. Good. Maybe last one. And now bring the ball right here. So not at the heel like we were doing before, but right, if you can see, right under the back edge of your ankle, if you can place it there. Very gently pulse. Very gently. You don't want to be aggressive here. And you can see how this, now your foreleg is aligned over that spot. Good. And step away from the volley and do exactly the same thing. Little pulses, very gently. So aside from massage, we're also activating the different areas of the foot. And slowly release. Place the foot right on top of the ball again and roll forward and back through the whole foot. Let's do 2 more. And of course, you can always pause and do as many as you like. There we go. And change over to the other side. But notice now that you have your 2 feet on the floor, notice how different one feels compared to the other. And it's time to give the other one a little bit of a spa day. So let's start exactly in the same way. You place the ball at the front, at the metatarsals, and you go from right to left. So first with the toes relaxed, and try not to copy what you did on the first side to this side. Just try to notice the differences, because most likely the 2 feet will feel different. And now make the source of the movement your toes. So you're making, of course, the whole foot is going to move, but it's starting from the toes, making little waves. And try to articulate all toes. So not only the big toe or only the middle toes, but all the way to the baby toe. Good. And bring the ball, oops, there. Bring the ball underneath the middle of the foot. And you go again from right to left, right to left. And you will notice how much more meat we have at the metatarsals. And those are areas that you might want to dig a little bit deeper, or here at the outer edge of the foot compared to the inner edge where you have the arch, that there's not too much meat, and therefore it wouldn't be a good place to absorb weight and shock as we're walking. And now start from, make the engine the toes. So you're really creating nice big waves. Feeling now all the metatarsals, first to fifth, how they're moving as you're moving your toes. And maybe there's more or less articulation here compared to the first side. That's okay. Just notice. Don't force anything. Remember, this is supposed to be relaxing as it is informative. Good. And come to the heel and rest the toes on the floor for this one. And again, you go from right to left. And you can see again, we're moving the over the heel, where that's the source of the movement for now, and the toes are resting. And now we're going to make the source of the movement our, oops, that was expected to happen. Okay, here we go. And now we're going to make the source of the movement the toes. And we're going to go all the way to the inner part of the heel and all the way to the outer part of the heel. So supinating and pronating the ankle. And come back to center. And now bring the body right right underneath this. This is what we call the subtler joint. So not at the back, not at the heel, but a little bit more in front of that. And you do gently, gently, you do these little pulses. Especially if you have an acupuncture ball, you want to be even more gentle, and you want to be careful with where you're creating these little pulses. You don't want to feel like you're pounding your foot over the ball. Okay, and release, and do exactly the same thing on the floor. Very nice. And now bring the foot over the ball again and roll a couple of times forward and back, directing the ball where you feel that you might need it the most. Good. Oops, there we go. Last one. And release this foot also next to the other. And notice how different now this feels compared to when we started. So now we're going to take a stance. And you have noticed my very discreet socks, I can tell. So, but it will allow you to see a lot better. So when we're going to be, we want to keep the massage going as we shift our weight. And I would like to invite you that you bring the heel towards the center line of the body, the front heel towards the center line of the body. So not out here and not crossing in front of the other foot. And as you walk, this is very common. We tend to pound the floor with our heel, but we don't want to do that. So we want to negotiate our way in. So we're going to go at the outer edge of the heel and very softly. And then we're going to roll around the edge of our foot where we have more meat. And then we're going to go around all 5 toes. And then we're going to end up between the second and third metatarsals. So basically, we're following this pattern, like a little shell. So I want to invite you to rebound forward and back, forward and back. So see, like the same way that we did with the ball, articulating at the feet, but also not forgetting about the rest of the leg. And now we also have, but at the same time, we have this forward motion, this forward roll. And you don't want to go directly to the big toe. Instead, you want to make your way to the outer edge and then in. To the outer edge and in. There we go. And once you reach this point between the second, this is my second toe, this is my third toe. So this area between the two of them, you will notice that you are in a very good position to pivot. So rebound, rebound, and pivot. And rebound, rebound, and pivot. Rebound, rebound, and pivot. And now change feet. So first, the heel comes at the center line of the body, not out here, not in front of the other foot. And you start with a nice soft heel. You're going on the outer edge of the heel, not mid heel. And your toes are fanning out, and different people will have a different fan out range. And you're going across the outer edge of the foot, over all 5 toes and landing between the second and third metatarsals. So we're following this pattern because using the ball, you probably felt that around that outer edge and across the front is where you have more support. And this is the structure telling us this is the path to follow instead of going like this and putting a lot of weight over the arch and using a lot of the muscles and misaligning the joints and the knees and the hips in order to manage that movement. Okay, let's add that pivot. Once you reach the second and third metatarsals, you notice is a lot easier for the heel to come around without you needing to lift the heel off or do any other funny business. So here we go. Let's do our pattern. 2 rebounds, pivot. Excitement. 2 rebounds, pivot. Rebound, rebound, pivot. Let's do one more. Rebound, rebound, and pivot. Good. We're going to stay as we are, but we're going to take our focus to the back foot. So I'm just going to turn my heels to you, and we want to aim for the second and third metatarsals as we're going back. So not over the big toe because you can see where that leads, and not, of course, towards the outer edge because again, we don't want that misalignment. And as we rebound back, we are following that same pattern towards the outer edge of the foot, but we want to prime our leg and our foot and to receive our weight. So you don't want to just let go and drop the heel right away. So as we're going here, now we're finding that same banana shape. We keep working with that left to right and front to back rolls. And you're going to notice that for this backward step, if we go on and finish the shift of weight, and the front foot, of course, is following that pattern that we explored before, you will notice that at some point when you manage to release your heel, but not exactly past the free leg, you release the heel, the free leg comes in, you can pivot. Let's do 1, 2, oops, one more overexcitement, 3. So at the moment where the free leg is coming in is the right moment. It helps you with where the weight is, and it also gives you some momentum from the front foot. Let's do one more. And rebound to pivot. And now change feet, and we're going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. And again, you want to feel that the heel is coming to the midline of the body, not crossing, not stepping away. And you're not going over the big toe. You're going to the second and third metatarsals. And you're finding that seashell shape or banana shape, if you like. And again, you're not dropping the heel down, but you're feeling this support. In the front foot, you're following that massage pattern that we established right before. Of course, we don't let that go. And you'll notice that this is allowing you to be more secure over your feet. and at the same time comfortable. Okay, let's do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. And now 2 rebounds. 1, 2, and now third one, you come in, rebound. So this would be too soon. And this would be, it's manageable, but it's you're wasting energy. So you come here, 1, 2, pivot. 1, 2, pivot. As the free leg comes in, this is the opportunity. And pivot. 1, 2, pivot. Last time. And that's another reason why you don't want to drop the heel, because you want to have the opportunity to change its direction. And pivot.